So ScrewAttack did a death battle featuring Toph and Gaara, and usually, I don't usually talk about like different types of matchups with characters from different verses, but I thought, these characters, Toph is my favorite character from Avatar: The Last Airbender, and I really like Gaara. I'll leave a link in the description in case you want to go see it. But yeah, so I really like these characters, and by the way, like, when I like a character, I don't like them because of their ability to win fights, like them winning fights, or, their power levels has rarely nothing to do with me liking a character. I like them based on personality and development more than anything else. Powers do help to make the character likable, but it's not, it's not the main thing. I actually like Gaara's backstory more than I like Toph's backstory, because Gaara's story I think is a little bit more like well developed, and a lot of the issues that he has are addressed throughout the series. Toph's problems are kind of addressed, at least in the show, but they're not really, they don't really meet a resolution. In fact, they even carry on up until Korra, when you see like the issues that she has as a mother with her two daughters. Now, despite that, I'm inclined to say that I like Toph more. The character of Toph as a whole, I like her more. However, and this is very important, okay? And this is something that maybe you guys should remember. If you're a good enough writer, you can pretty much come up with any scenario. You have a scenario when you have two characters. If you're a good enough writer, you can manipulate the scenario or the luck or the circumstances so that even if a character is not as powerful as the one he or she is fighting, you can make the character come out on top. But I guess these fights are predicated on the fact of like, who would technically win most of the time under the same circumstances and under the same setting. That stated, and spoiler alert if you haven't seen the fight, I still have some pretty big questions of how Toph was able to win the fight in the first place. And again, I'm not upset at the results, I care more about the process than I do about the result. In fact, if Gaara had won this fight, I would still be doing the same video with probably the same type of questions. First of all, the fact that she could sense Earth when it's in the air, that's news to me. I had no idea that Toph could do that. In fact, people that don't have the Book 2 DVD probably didn't know that either. Let's go ahead and give her that, because in all honesty, there's no way she would be able to dodge or be as good as she is at dodging by just sensing when the Earth leaves the Earth to hit her. So she would have to have some type of sensory type of ability when it comes to the air. Another question that I have is, at one point it seems like Toph is able to use her metal bending armor to withstand a sand burial and a sand coffin. So how do you calculate the durability of Toph's metal armor up against, a sand coffin and a sand burial? Like, what the fuck is that armor made out of? Like, how can it withstand that amount of pressure? And what amount of pressure is Gaara using to crush people? That's another thing that we just don't know. So another thing, and this is kind of like the biggest problem that I have, is like the sand that Gaara shoots out, or the thing that comes out of his gourd, is technically, the sand is chakra embedded. So it's not just sand that he's sending over the top, it's sand and chakra. It's the same thing with Shukaku, that giant fucking raccoon. Even though it looks like it's made out of sand, bijous are technically chakra. The fact that she can adapt so quickly to an alien substance that's not even part of her universe is a little bit weird. Couldn't like Gaara just put some sand particles inside of Toph's arms and feet so that, she can't move them, so she can't bend? Also, the fact that this is the version of Gaara that doesn't have, I believe it's the one that doesn't have the Shukaku, and it's also the version that already combined the sand, his sand, with his dad's sand, with the fragments of gold. That's kind of like an unfair disadvantage on his behalf. Another thing that's stated after the fight is that Gaara keeps himself covered in his sand armor. And I'm like, wait. It's been a while since I've seen the Chunin exams, but I think during the Chunin exams, when he's fighting Rock Lee, there is a point where Kakashi, Guy doesn't notice it, but Kakashi notices that Gaara switches himself out of the sand armor so that, Lee fucking can just hit that instead of him. It's a little bit like a substitution. So your foe ends up attacking, the shell and not yourself. But in this fight, he never uses that, and Toph uses that to fucking KO him. I didn't know that Gaara always had his sand armor, like, the skin armor activated. Also, there's this one part in the fight where we see Toph just go batshit and just shoot out like this enormous amount of giant boulders at Gaara. And he blocks them, as he should, and they serve as a distraction, I think, in the long run for Toph to sneak up behind him and KO him. But we've never seen Toph shoot out that amount of boulders in the show. Come on, show me one instance in Avatar: The Last Airbender, or even in Korra, where Toph is able to shoot out these massively huge fucking boulders as if they're fucking meteorites up into the sky. So those are just my questions. And like I said, personally, and it's a personal opinion, I like Toph more than Gaara. I just don't understand certain things that went into the planning of this fight. So I'm not upset. I'm just confused. But if you can explain it, please let me know in the comment section below. If you agree with me, let me know in the comment section below. Thank you so much for watching. Like the video if you did, I appreciate that. Subscribe to my channel. Catch you guys later. Thanks, guys. Bye.